So, yeah, this happened yesterday. And I'm sorry that I'm nearly a day late to this video. I'm really sorry. Like, everyone's talked about this in the past, but this is kind of crazy. Cathy Engelbert has essentially called Napheesa Collier a liar. And I don't know who to believe here. I don't know who to believe. Yes, you can absolutely say that why would we believe Cathy and not Fee? However, Cathy refused to deny the real bad comment. The players should be on their knees players should be on their knees thanking me for the media deal they have. She didn't deny that, by the way. She didn't deny that comment. However, she flat out denied that she did not make the comment about Caitlyn Clark. She flat out denied it. So I think it's hard. One of those things that it's hard to prove. Hard to disprove. However, she flat out denied one of the comments, whereas the Caitlyn Clark comment was bad, and it was really bad in terms of like getting Caitlyn Clark's fan base into it. But at the same time, like, she made a way worse comment and did not deny that. So it sounds like she made a lot of the things Fee says, but not this one. Like, I don't understand why you would deny the least serious comment. And by the way, they were all dumb as fuck comments. Like, they were all serious comments, but why you would deny the least serious comment rather than one of the more serious comments. So I just have a feeling that Fee made it, not that Fee made it up. I would say Cathy Engelbert said something about, I would say when she was talking about, the rookie salary, I'd say she said something basically along the lines of, my guess is, the platform in the WNBA has allowed them to make way more than their salary, because she's flat out denied one of the Caitlyn Clark comments. And it's one of those things where, like, I like Napheesa Collier. I love what Napheesa Collier has done in Arrival. I think she's a good person. I love her as a player. I think Napheesa Collier has not made one argument in good faith. That would be my opinion. I could be wrong, and I'm gladly going to be wrong because I'm just someone who's making opinions. My opinion is, I think she cares more about Unrivaled than about the WNBA. Like, she literally wore an Unrivaled t-shirt for the WNBA draft. She spoke about, all she did in the WNBA All-Star draft was speak about Unrivaled. That's her baby. That is what she invented. And that is where she's making her money. And I am convinced that because the WNBA, their new CBA, if their new CBA goes through and the players get paid what they want, there is going to be a clause in there that says no Unrivaled. There is. Like, let's just say the WNBA, they get their, revenue split. For the WNBA players to get what they want, there will not be an Unrivaled. However, who's at the bargaining table? The player who has the most to lose with that. Fee Collier could get paid. Every player in the they could offer every player in the WNBA $3 million a year minimum and $10 million max. They could literally put in a $10 million, they could put in the same salary structure as, actually no, not nearly as the NBA. That would be kind of crazy. But they could put in, let's just say they put a max salary of from $200K to $5 million. And the minimum contract is the same as the NBA, like 1 point something million. Or maybe it's 500K. 500K and 5 million. 500K minimum, 5 million maximum. So the contracts will have risen 25x. The only players that lose in that scenario are Napheesa Collier and Breanna Steward. Who are two vice presidents that are arguing? Napheesa Collier and Breanna Steward. Who is the person that made the Caitlyn Clark comments, which I can almost guarantee that if Cathy Engelbert is smart enough that she would not flat out deny something if it was true, hence why she tiptoed around the other comments. She would not flat out deny something if it wasn't true, or if it was true, because she tiptoed around a lot of the stuff, but not this. It seems like Caitlyn Clark is being used as a weapon. It seems like Caitlyn Clark is a pawn in the arguments. And it seems like Napheesa Collier, we've seen it. We've seen it, like, how much Unrivaled tried to pretend Caitlyn Clark was joining the league. Like this year, they were like, oh, we've got 2 more spots. We're still negotiating. We got 2 more spots. Caitlyn Clark comes out. I'm not doing it. That's not me. Remember last year when they announced pick the teams and they were like, oh no, we've got 2 wild cards. As soon as they announced the wild cards, Caitlyn Clark, that day, her team was like, she's not playing. Because Unrivaled tried to use the potential for Caitlyn Clark for hype for longer and longer and longer and longer. And then this year, the second that they posted that tweet, they say, oh, we're still negotiating we have 2 more spots left, but we're still negotiating with some names. Caitlyn Clark's team was like, it's not her. It's not her. So any chance, like Caitlyn Clark, absolutely. Any chance Unrivaled have tried to use Caitlyn Clark for free publicity or for free hype, her team has nipped that in the bud. It's like, nope, she's not playing. As soon as Unrivaled start to try to use hype and try to draw up hype with maybe Caitlyn Clark's playing, no, we're done. That's not happening. And we've seen that. Again, a league round by Fee. Like, look, I don't think, like, this is not saying that, like, Fee is a bad person. And this is my guess. This mightn't even be true. Napheesa Collier might be willing to step away from Unrivaled. She might absolutely be willing to step away from Unrivaled. She might be willing to work with the WNBA with Unrivaled to see if they could do something. However, like, it's impossible to argue. It's impossible for it not to be a conflict of interest. And it's impossible, even with the best intentions, to argue in 100% good faith in that scenario. It is. Napheesa Collier is seemingly the most respected player in the league. She's one of the most likable players in the league. You can't not like Napheesa Collier. However, there's a conflict of interest there. And by playing the Caitlyn Clark trump card without her knowledge and without her go-ahead, whatever about her go-ahead, without her knowledge, and like Cathy's awful, by the way. Cathy's awful. Like, but in this scenario, this could be one of those things that gives Cathy an out. Like, if you wanted to make a splash and get Caitlyn Clark fans involved in everything and every fan involved against Cathy Engelbert, yeah, like, it worked. However, like you saw when Caitlyn Clark was asked about the comments, Caitlyn Clark, like, her face just dropped and she basically just goes, yeah, I have a lot of respect for Napheesa. And I think they do. I think they do have a lot of respect for each other. It goes, she made a lot of valid points and this is important. She didn't say, when, like everyone else, no notes, 100%, yeah, this, that. She said she made a lot of valid points. She gave the PR, Caitlyn gave a PR answer. She gave a PR answer. Like, there's no way Caitlyn's not pissed that first of all, that story was held, that thing was held. Like, Napheesa Collier held that conversation, and let's just say, for argument's sake, it did happen. She held that conversation for 8 months and was only going to use it if the players didn't get what they want in CBA negotiations. If the players got what they wanted, that conversation never happens, and Caitlyn doesn't know this about Cathy. Like, there's no way she's not pissed. Heck, Stephanie White's even come out and talked about how Caitlyn's being used as a pawn by all these people. Like, she's like, there's no way Caitlyn's happy with this, especially because it's before Game 5 of the playoffs. Right before Game 5 of the playoffs. Biggest game of the season. I know Caitlyn Clark's not playing, but it's still going to affect you. When you're there to support your team, you're there to, like, anyone who's been on a good team injured, you know, you're there to help your team whatever way you can, whether it be help out in practice, whether it be helping out on the bench, whether it be bringing energy. Like, if you're a part of a team, you're there to do that. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. Cathy Engelbert flat out called Fee a liar, and I think Cathy's the worst. I think Cathy's got to go. I think Cathy 1000% made, this is my opinion, like, I say, I think she 1000%, like, that's just figure of speech. Like, I wasn't there. No one knows. I think she made the comments about the players should be on their knees thanking her. I think she made those comments because of the fact that she refused, like, she started talking in circles around that when she was asked about that comment. I don't think she made the Caitlyn Clark comments. I think she definitely made a comment, probably alluding to it, and I think Cathy Engelbert believes it. I actually, based on the way she answered yesterday, I actually don't think she made those comments. But anyway, yeah, well, that exact comment. Anyway, I'll see you guys.